Good morning, you guys, and welcome back to my channel for another video. Today we're going to be doing a full day of eating, and I'm going to give you guys an update on how my new eating has been going now that I've been gluten-free and dairy-free for over about 2 months now. A bunch of you have asked me to share an update and kind of talk about that a little bit, so I plan to include that in this video, like a little bit of a health update. That'll be towards the end of the video though. So we are going to get started with a full day of eating. All I've had so far is my coffee, just an Americano, and then I add a little bit of oat milk to it. It's empty, so that's gone. But before I get any farther into today's video, I want to thank Bellway for being today's video sponsor. I love working with Bellway. They are continually launching new amazing products, and the one that I have to show you in today's video is so great, because a lot of you know with being gluten and dairy free, it can be very hard to find a protein. Well, Bellway just launched a new protein, but it's not just protein, it's got the fiber in it too. And so I am so excited to share it with you. It is so good. I've only tried the vanilla, but there are 2 flavors. It's vanilla and chocolate, and just only good stuff in it. So I'm going to show you guys the new protein and fiber supplement from Bellway, and I do have a coupon code for you guys to save some money on it. So be sure to check out the links down below where you can see that there is a coupon and a link directly to Bellway, and you guys should for sure try out this protein. Even if you're not gluten-free or dairy-free, it's really easy to digest and full of only good things for you. So highly recommend. But you guys will see that later in today when I make my protein shake. You know, if you've been watching my channel for a while, that I do try to eat a high protein diet. That hasn't changed since going gluten-free and dairy-free. It's just the way that I feel my best. So on that note, I'm going to grab breakfast out of the fridge and I will show you guys what I am having. So I made some overnight oats with oat milk, and then 1 packet of the protein oats that I love. And then I just go ahead and shake this up and eat it nice and cold. And this has about 24 grams of protein in it. So that is what I am having for breakfast this morning. Bellway has just released the Super Fiber Plus Plant Protein, and there are 2 flavors, vanilla and chocolate. I have not tried chocolate yet because I didn't want to open up the container, but I have been using the vanilla one, and it is really good. Not only does it have your full fiber supplement in it, but it also is organic, gluten-free, has 0 grams of sugar, and there are 20 grams of protein, which is typical when having a protein shake. So you're not losing any of the protein benefits. Protein promotes muscle recovery, and then the fiber helps regulate digestion, and all of the ingredients are here right on the back container, and you guys can see that it has only the good stuff in it. So the protein that's in here is actually pea protein, which is very common for a plant-based protein, and this scoop right here is going to give you 18% of your daily fiber recommendation according to the FDA recommendations for fiber. So protein helps balance your weight, stabilize your blood sugar, all those different things, and then you're getting all the normal fiber benefits like your reduced cravings, improving your heart health, regulated digestion. So it's totally a 2-for-1 thing. So I'll show you guys how I make mine. You can make it any way that you want to. But it has all the fiber benefits here. So you can shake it or you can blend it, whatever you want to do. I prefer blending mine, but that's just me. So I will show you guys later how I make my protein shake after my workout with my Bellway Super Fiber. But this is an amazing protein if you are gluten-free, dairy-free, vegan, because this is a vegan product. So all the good muscle fitness benefits as well as the fiber in one. So that is why I wanted to share Bellway's new product with you guys. So check out the links down in my description box where you can save yourself some money. I know you guys will really love the protein benefit. If you're looking to lose weight, this is only going to help you with that. So be sure to check it out. down below. Morning snack today, I'm just gonna have this RX bar, the peanut butter chocolate one, and work on drinking the rest of my first hydro flask for the day. Now it is lunchtime, school break, and I made myself just a quick salad. I didn't have any meal preps made, so salads are generally what I go for if I don't have something prepared ahead of time. So I just made kind of like a Greek salad, but I added turkey, low sodium turkey, so that I have the added protein, and obviously this is like a Greek salad minus the feta, for being dairy free. And then this is the dressing that I will put on it. I am not someone that likes my salad swimming in dressing, so I'll just do a little drizzle over it. And these ones are really good and are also dairy free and gluten free. I've actually found the best price for these to be on Amazon, but if any of you guys have a recommendation for where I can find these even cheaper than that, that would be amazing. Leave me a comment down below, but this is what I will be having for lunch today. So I wanted to sit down and give you guys a little bit of an update on my health journey. If you're new and this is the first video that you've ever watched of mine, I apologize because I'm not going to be like recapping in detail. But before I was a homeschooling mom, and even for the beginning part of my homeschooling journey, I worked in the fitness industry. So after I had Olivia, my youngest daughter, who is now 9, I needed to get my body back in shape, internally and externally, and I had 4 kids in 4 years with some miscarriages in there. I was nursing my hormones. It was just a mess. So fast forward to around 2015, 2014, when Olivia was about 3, 4, I was diagnosed with PCOS, which stands for polycystic ovary syndrome. People have asked me recently when I've shared why I've gone gluten-free and dairy-free, when was I diagnosed and how was I diagnosed? I was diagnosed because I was experiencing some symptoms, and so I went to my OBGYN and they did an ultrasound of my ovaries, and they were able to see tons of cysts on my ovaries, as well as looking at my hormone levels. They were both indicating that that was the diagnosis. Now, PCOS is not curable. I mean, like, you always have it, basically. You can make it kind of go away for a while, and medications can suppress it, but basically it really mimics an autoimmune disease. So what works for one person might not work for the other. I am just not a fan of pharmaceuticals, and so I never wanted to take, you know, like a pill that was just going to essentially cover my symptoms instead of addressing the root of what was causing these hormonal imbalances, which is what causes the cysts. The cysts in my situation are caused by imbalanced hormones. And so needless to say, there's so much more, but that's just a general overview. So I've been aware of this, and I could have had it a lot longer and just not known, because I was on hormonal birth control for a long time. And so yeah, I could have had it a lot longer, but I didn't know. So either way, I've known about it now for about 5 to 6 years, and that is a huge part of why, and I find it funny that my bike is behind me, but that is a huge part of why I have to be so consistent with my exercise and why I have to be so diligent with my eating, is largely in part to having PCOS. Women who have PCOS are at an elevated risk beyond just normal for having insulin resistance, which is what leads to diabetes, type 2 diabetes, and I already had like genetic markers pointing to that being an issue. So I'm at an elevated risk of developing type 2 diabetes, which is why I'm so diligent about eating. It's why I eat high protein, because that helps keep blood sugar levels stable, which prevents my insulin levels from rising and falling really drastically, which is really bad for someone in my situation. So that's why I have to work out. I literally have to work out, because if I do not work out intensely, not only will I not have the psychological benefits and the physiological benefits that are so needed for me when my hormones are just completely out of whack, and I don't have energy, and I don't have motivation, and I don't have the best mood all the time. And a lot of times it's really not in my control. It's my physical body, and I feel like I'm fighting my physical body a lot. So I have to work out to get me through that, and also for the side effects of having PCOS to manage those symptoms. So a lot of times I think when people see and they don't know my story, it would be easy to assume that I'm just like consumed with how I look, or I'm consumed with, you know, for all the wrong reasons, but that has never been the case for me. Do I enjoy feeling good in my clothing? Absolutely, but I have to be disciplined, because I don't have the luxury of abusing my body and getting away with it. That's just the truth behind it. I have to treat my body good, because I already have these things that I'm working against. So I say all that to say, for about 4 to 5 years of my PCOS management life journey, I was doing okay physically, but I was still having like the extreme highs and lows with mood and energy. And I wasn't, a lot of times women with PCOS, not everyone, but a lot of times there's like rapid weight gain. So I'm not, in my situation, I'm not someone that rapidly gains weight, but I also do not lose weight. So if I went on a super restrictive calorie diet, I would not lose weight in the same way that a person with a normal body would lose weight. So it's very hard for me to do. So I'm saying all that to say that about 2 months ago, I had had enough with some of the symptoms that I was experiencing, and I had always been aware that inflammatory foods like gluten and dairy, you know, they were probably not the best for me, but I was fine. I was in a good place for the last 4 to 5 years, where I wasn't gaining weight, I wasn't losing weight, but I was just staying the same. And aside from dealing with some discomfort every now and then, and the mood situation, and occasionally like my skin, I was doing okay with my PCOS. I wasn't feeling like it was like ruining my life. But then at the beginning of this year, I really started to have a lot of symptoms that were kind of pointing to having some like inabilities to digest things, and I was just increasingly more uncomfortable when I would eat certain types of foods. So I had that knowledge in the back of my mind, and I thought, well, what can this hurt? I'm just gonna try it and see if I feel better. And since I am so in touch with my body, I knew that I would pretty quickly be able to tell if this was helping me or if it really wasn't doing anything. And I have to tell you guys that within the first month, I lost about 5 pounds. And like I said, my body doesn't lose weight because of my PCOS. And so I know that it was all the inflammation. When your body is inflamed internally, it's holding on to water. And so I know that it was just a lot of water weight that I lost. But that was like really eye-opening, and just like gave me motivation to be like, okay, my body is responding to this. I was experiencing like really bad stomach aches quite often actually, and really uncomfortable bloating after eating certain kinds of foods, to where I would look visibly like 9 months pregnant, and then I would wake up the next morning, or you know, sometimes it would take like 2 days and it would be gone. So it was just really weird. So there was a lot of weird symptoms, but I haven't had that happen. And so now it's been about 2 months, and I just definitely feel like my digestive system feels better. I don't feel like I haven't really had a stomach ache in a long time. I just feel less like puffy, if that makes sense. Like when I touch my own skin, I don't feel like there's water right under my skin. I don't know, I just feel a difference. And so that is why I've continued to be gluten-free and dairy-free, because I am feeling the benefits of that. Now, for me, it wasn't a huge transition because I already ate really healthy, but it was a little bit of a challenge when it came to like cooking new dinners and just making sure that like eating out for convenience is just not possible unless I'm going to like a restaurant where I can modify things. So that's been a little bit of a transition, but I definitely am feeling a lot better eating this way. And I've been very disciplined with it, and like even Jake has told me, you're doing so good, I'm so proud of you for being so disciplined. And I tell him, I'm like, well, this is different than just wanting to go on like a diet to lose weight, because if you cheat your diet, like you're just kind of disappointed with yourself, but you don't really feel physically like bad. It doesn't affect you in the same way. Where with this type of diet change, if I eat, like if I went out and ate pizza, I would be so miserably sick, like my stomach would be killing me, that it would just not even be worth the taste of the pizza. So yeah, that's how it's easy for me to be disciplined, is because I was having like physical symptoms. And so like the thought of eating something and then having a horrendous stomach ache, it just doesn't sound fun. So it's been really easy for me to just stick to it and make sure of it. So I wanted to give you guys a little bit of an update, because I shared about this on Instagram and so many of you said, oh, I have that too, let us know how you're doing. So yeah, I think my body is responding to this really well. And I don't know if like 2 months is long enough for me to notice mood or other improvements there, but I definitely have noticed an improvement in those initial symptoms as far as stomach aches, the extreme bloating, water retention, all that. Big difference there for me. So I wanted to share that in this full day of eating to encourage any of you guys out there that if you know that this is probably something you should do too, give it a try and stick with it and be diligent long enough to be able to fairly evaluate if it's working, you know? So wanted to share that in here, but yeah, I wanted to give you guys a little update.
Life with no distractions, we'll get away. This is what we waited for. Take my hand, we'll make it somehow. We can't miss out. I'm done.
So we're heading out for a couple of errands this afternoon, so I made myself a coffee to go. I've shared this recipe a bunch of times over, so I won't do that again, but it's still my absolute favorite. You guys, I just finished working out, and so it is time for my protein shake. So I actually am going to just shake it today because I don't feel like washing the whole blender and everything. A couple of tips if you're gonna try this. If it's too thick the first time you make it, add extra water. I think that the instructions, yeah, it says 12 to 14 ounces. I like to do like 16 because I don't like it to be thick, so you can do that. And then you definitely want to use cold water, not warm, or it won't mix right as well. And you do need to shake it pretty good and drink it right away. This is not like a protein shake that you want to leave sitting out on the counter, coming back to it over an hour, because it will thicken as it sits there. So just a few tips for you, but I'm just gonna add this to my water, shake it up, and drink my protein shake, and that will hold me over until dinner.
Not looking back, eyes on the freeway.
All right, so I wanted to share this recipe with you guys. This is what we're having for dinner. I needed something really quick. I just had to sit in traffic. Dropping off my son took 45 minutes, so I needed a quick dinner. So this is the pasta that we've been enjoying. I like the Bonza pasta too, but this one my store has more often. But the problem is my kids are such big eaters that I have to make 3 boxes. And if you're gluten-free and dairy-free, then you know that this is expensive. So I need to find a place where I can buy this in bulk, but that's besides the point. So 3 boxes of that penne is boiling, And then I'm going to add a bag of frozen spinach to it. So this is also a vegetarian meal. So I'm gonna add a bag of frozen spinach to the noodles once the noodles are almost done. Then I will strain it out. Then you're gonna take a can of stewed tomatoes drained and a can of artichokes, if you like artichoke hearts, also drained. Add that to the cooked pasta. Kind of mix it together, and then this is what makes it like a creamy penne taste, because a lot of dairy-free and gluten-free recipes for a creamy taste require coconut milk, but you can taste the coconut milk in recipes, so I wanted to find an alternative. So this is about half of a cup of a vegan mayo that we get at Costco, and then you whisk in 1 egg yolk. So that is what is going to be like the cream base of the sauce. And then I will add in these diced tomatoes. I will add in oregano, some garlic, and some chopped onion just for seasonings. Mix it all together. And then my kids will put Parmesan on it, and I'll obviously skip that. But I wanted to share that recipe with you guys. I think it's going to be pretty good. We'll see what everyone thinks. It's my first time trying that out. I've used the coconut milk in like soups and stuff, and it works okay, but you can like taste a hint of it. So I wanted to try that for like a creamy sauce. So I'm just cooking the noodles up now, but if you're gluten-free and dairy-free, this might be something that your family would enjoy too. And you could obviously add chicken if you wanted to add extra protein, but I just don't have time to do that tonight. So here's how the pasta looks with the added spinach and the tomatoes and all the seasonings. I think it looks really good, and I think the kids are all gonna really like it. Finished up dinner, and it was actually really good. A really good pasta recipe. I'll be definitely using that in the future for future like gluten-free and dairy-free ideas. So thank you guys so much for watching a full day of eating. Be sure to check out the links to Bellway down in my description box. You guys can find everything you need there if you're interested in ordering. Give me a thumbs up if you enjoy food content so I know to keep making it periodically for you guys. But I hope you're doing well, and if you have any questions about anything you saw today, be sure to leave it down below and I will get back to you. But until next time, bye guys.